This video training series is courtesy of the County of San Diego Office of Emergency Services.
Every emergency call, every emergency run, every life saved starts with you, the first responder.
But what do you do when confronted with evacuees with needs who may pose a challenge to your typical training methods?
The following video is one of a series of 8. It's designed to educate you on the various visual cues, do's and don'ts, proper behaviors, mannerisms, and sensitivities of those individuals with memory loss or Alzheimer's disease in San Diego County.
Our hope is that you learn as much as you can so that when lives are depending on quick thinking and fast maneuvering, you have the knowledge and training to make the best decision possible.
Hi, Jessica. I'm Chancey. I'm with San Diego PD. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name's Jessica Empeño, and I am a social worker and currently serve as the Director of Programs and Family Services for the Alzheimer's Association here in San Diego.
What are some of the biggest myths about Alzheimer's disease or memory loss?
There's actually a lot of misunderstandings and a lot of misinformation out there around Alzheimer's disease and dementia. A lot of people think that it is just a disease for the elderly. And while age is the biggest risk factor for developing the disease, we are actually seeing people in their 50s and 60s, sometimes even younger. So there are many different types of dementia, and Alzheimer's disease is the most common one. It accounts for about 70% of cases of dementia. And it's important to understand that Alzheimer's disease and dementia, these are progressive, degenerative neurological diseases. It is not normal aging. It is not a mental illness. This is a physical disease of the brain that is characterized by memory loss, personality changes, changes in behavior, and things like that.
Hello? Hello? I can't hear you.
How can we identify someone immediately who has Alzheimer's or perhaps memory loss?
Physically, there can be some signs. You might see some difficulty with balance. You might see that they're not dressed appropriately. They might be a little disheveled. If the individual is living alone, you might notice that their home environment is rather messy, maybe has an odor as well. You might see food left out on the counters, lots of expired food, stacks of mail that have been unopened. You might see notes all over the walls and the phone with just little reminders, don't forget to do this, or Jimmy's phone number is that. And those are reminders that they need in order to function. For somebody with dementia, that routine and that familiar environment is really important to them, and it's really what's able to keep them functioning.
San Diego Police Department.
And what about, should we be looking for anything such as IDs or bracelets to be able to help us identify who they are in the event maybe perhaps they wander off, or any medications we should be aware of?
One of the things that can make it so tricky, especially for first responders, is that it's not easy to identify somebody with dementia right off the bat. You're not going to see a lot of medical equipment in the home, but you can look for a bracelet. Some do have what we call a Medical Alert Safe Return bracelet. Looks like a gray bracelet that will say, memory impaired, please call, and it'll have an 800 number that will connect you to information about this person.
Will you go ahead and open the door for me?
Who are you?
I'm a police officer with the San Diego Police Department, Officer Duncan.
So in addition to some of the visual cues that, first responders might run into, what are some of the behavioral cues that we might encounter as well?
There is likely to be a good amount of confusion. They're going to have difficulty understanding what's happening around them. They may mistake you for a family member, a child, may call you by the wrong name.
I'm from the San Diego Police Department.
Rosa.
There's an emergency and we need to evacuate.
They might even fear your badge, depending on what experiences they had in their life.
Oh, I'm so glad you came. Come on in. Come on. You know, you can help me. I have to go to, I have to take the trolley.
Okay.
And
They're not going to have the judgment, the insight to realize that there's an emergency, that they're in danger, that their safety's at risk.
What was your name?
Albert.
Albert?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Officer Duncan.
Especially when you remove somebody from their familiar environment, they're breaking up that routine. It can be very disorienting for an individual.
You are who?
I'm Officer Duncan from the police department.
You may see agitation. You might see just a lot of general confusion about what's going on.
I don't need to leave. Are you arresting me or something?
No,
I didn't do anything.
We're not. You're not in any kind of trouble. There's a gas leak down the street, and so for your safety, we're gonna evacuate for right now, and then you can come back.
I don't know anything about a gas leak.
Well, that's why I'm here.
I haven't heard anything.
That's why I'm here. I'm here to let you know and make sure you're safe.
No, I'm safe. I don't know. No.
What should we do as first responders in caring for those individuals during the evacuation and perhaps even after?
It's helpful to remember that approaching them from the front and maintaining eye contact to show them that you respect them, speak slowly and clearly.
I thought you were Rosa.
I'm Officer Duncan. Do you think you can walk outside with me?
But when you repeat a question or a statement, I strongly suggest repeating it in the same exact way that you just asked it. So instead of saying, sir, you're gonna need to come with me, you might try, why don't you come this way? Why don't we go over here?
Albert, right?
Yeah.
Can we walk outside?
When you're approaching somebody with Alzheimer's disease or dementia, they may not understand your intention. They may not understand why you're there. They may physically have difficulty with their hearing or their vision, but more likely it's possible that they are having difficulty making sense of what's happening around them. They may be very disoriented. In their mind, it might be 1987.
Yeah, we got to go to Kansas City so we can get Billy.
Okay.
Understanding that they may be functioning in a completely different reality, you might need to join that reality with them.
Let's go. Let's go to Kansas City.
They're not going to come back into what's happening here and now.
Now?
Now.
When it comes to Alzheimer's disease and dementia, one of the worst things that you can try to do is argue. We kind of say somebody with Alzheimer's disease, they're never wrong. Arguing with them is just going to get you nowhere. So try to resist that temptation to correct them, to reorient them to reality, to try to say, don't you remember? This is your home. Those kinds of things are really not going to be that helpful.
Will you walk outside with me to see Rosa?
Yes, you can't come at them full force. You have to sort of take your time with them. And
Albert, would you like to see Rosa?
Rosa.
Rosa.
And kind of go with it a little bit. If they think that you're their daughter, well, that's not the worst thing in the world. Use it to your advantage and just kind of go with it. Join their reality.
Albert, let's go see Rosa.
Okay.
Okay?
So we'll go to Kansas City.
Yes.
And
see Billy.
We'll see Billy.
well, thank you, Jessica, for that wonderful information. It was very helpful, and I thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for having us. And the Alzheimer's Association is always happy to help. Please don't hesitate to give us a call.
Of course.
This concludes the People with Memory Loss training video for first responders.
For more information, please contact the Alzheimer's Association San Diego chapter at 858-492-4400 or their toll-free 24-hour helpline at 1-800-272-3900.
I'm Tony Meacham, San Diego County Fire Chief.
I'm Shelley Zimmerman, Chief of Police of the San Diego Police Department. Thank you for watching.